Hey everyone, Dave here. Welcome to a new Raid Shadow Legends video. This is going to be part 2 of my collab with my good friend MTG Jedi, where we're talking about underrated epics that nobody's talking about and can really help you beat the game. So let's jump into it.
So we want to head into epics now?
Yes, for sure. Let's start with your first epic.
All right. Now, I have said this guy is underrated for a very long time, but recently I put my money where my mouth is, but I just forgot to press record. He actually, what faction is he? He's either a Bannerlord or Sacred Order. I think Bannerlord.
Yeah.
Let's go there.
Okay.
Okay, yes, I was right. Okay, perfect. Seneschal.
Seneschal.
Yeah, top right. This guy.
Are you sure?
I'm sure. I'm dead sure. This guy is so good. No one knows. Okay. Believe it or not, okay, there's so many champions in Bannerlords, but people sometimes still struggle with it because they don't have the right champions to use. He is number one S tier for Faction Wars, but recently I started using him in Hydra. Okay, his kit is weird, all right, but he's a defense based champion. He has good damage multipliers for his A1, and his kit is very interesting and good. Okay, so he has the A1 leech, and it does good damage if you can fit it in. The A2 is weird, but you have to think about it like you're protecting your damage dealer. So whoever's the lowest in health, that's who you put it on, or you can turn somebody into a mischief tank in Hydra. It can be himself, or it can be someone else. He can put it on himself or someone else. It's weird that it's a single target, but it's still good. And then his A3 is an AoE provoke that he places a counterattack on himself. So what I did was I made him a mischief tank in a Hydra team on just my old account that I just needed to get some damage in to help my clan out, the free-to-play clan, and it worked so well. You place all those buffs, then they attack him. He counterattacks and still does damage.
Yeah.
Yes, his books are weird, but his kit actually works well together.
Yeah.
And if you get it set up right, he's super cool and really fun.
I see why. Yeah, I can see him working there. He just puts 3 buffs on himself, so that will help make him the mischief tank. And
Yeah.
if he hits hard with the A1, he's filling like 2 roles at least for you on the team.
Yeah.
So I can
And
see
because, like, if you're building him for Hydra, you want him to be the slowest champion in the team, so that's going to help you get the stats that you're looking for. Like, when I built him, I was trying to get crit rate, crit damage, accuracy, and resistance.
Yeah.
And accuracy was the lowest of those, because it's just the leech on the A1. But with the counterattack, he gets that surprisingly frequently, so he brings a lot in his kit.
Yeah, and he's quite fast for an epic.
Yeah.
So, good choice. I didn't expect I'll agree with this one, but I do agree with it.
Awesome. I convinced you.
Yeah, yes, you did. So, because you brought us to Banner Lords, let's start there for my epics as well. And I don't think we're talking enough about Orsela the Mner.
Okay. You're gonna need to convince me on this one because so this is a secret, but I hate this champion.
Okay, so I think she's one of the best revivers in the game, generally, not only for epics. But yeah.
All right, convince me. I'm open-minded. Let's go.
Okay, so speed aura in Doom Tower, that's 24% speed aura in Doom Tower. That did help me early on before I got my seer team going and all of that. Let's look at her revive, because that's basically, yes, it's 5 turn cooldown, but in my opinion, if it was 4 turn cooldown, she will be too strong for an epic. Because she revives all dead allies with 57%, 75% HP, fills the turn meter by 50%, and then puts increased defense and strength on them. That's basically bringing the whole team back into the game on a 5 turn cooldown. On her A2, well, she hits moderately hard, not super hard, but she can put decreased attack. So I used her in a couple of places where I needed decreased attack on the enemy, whether it's a boss or not. So
Okay.
that's the 3 turn cooldown. So it's a 2 turn decreased attack on a 3 turn cooldown, and she puts increased attack on your team as well.
Hmm.
And on her A1, she got a good chance, like 55% chance of pushing the turn meter by 10%. That's an okay, like you won't use it for the A1, of course, but
Yeah,
I
but
still think
it's
that
nice.
that revive is one of the best in the game.
Okay, so here's my main problem with her, and maybe you can help me figure out how to overcome it. Her defense is like that of an uncommon,
Oh,
936.
yeah.
And it's not like her base HP makes up for it. Like 18k is not crazy or anything. Like when I see 18k HP, I would expect to see like 12 or 1300 defense. So, how do you keep her alive to do her role of reviving the team?
I cannot argue much with you on the defense because I
Okay.
haven't noticed it, to be honest. But yeah, I think the only way of keeping her alive is to keep her going fast in regen and immortal and focus
Okay.
more on HP than defense because her HP is not great, but it's definitely much better than the defense. So the investment you'll do by giving her defense percent substats on the gear won't give you as much as if you just stack her up with HP.
It's true. And then probably substats that are flat defense, if you happen to have them, would be helpful there also.
Yeah, yeah. But I get your point there. Still, I like this champ and I've used it on my main.
Yeah.
She helped me quite a bit on my main.
Huh. Maybe she's easier to keep alive than what I've thought, but that base defense always scared me away. So I guess if we're gonna build her as our main reviver, we got to make sure we stack the defensive stats, the speed, and use some kind of health, gear sets like regen, immortal, ulster could be cool too.
Bolster will be good on her for sure. Yes.
Okay, sweet, yeah, right on.
So
Well, we
let's
can
go.
just stay here in Bannerlords for my next pick because
Oh
apparently all of the Bannerlords are underrated.
yeah.
I don't hear enough people talking about Archmage Helmet anymore. This
Oh,
is the first champion that you get in Doom Tower on the normal side. So, like, lots of people are going to have him. He's this super cool old guy mage,
yep,
and he has all the attack buffs on his A3.
yep.
Like I mentioned this in my video today on Hydra. Like who has all three? Oh, I'm sorry, he doesn't have increased attack, but like the he has three really good buffs on one ability, and then you can fill in the increased attack from another champion.
Yes.
I think that ability is just really strong on a 3 turn cooldown. And then if you're using him against waves or something, the A2 has the stun,
Yep.
and then the A1 helps you cycle through the abilities. So I think that the future of Hydra is finding ways to fit in a champion like this into your team for those buffs. And I could be wrong, but I know in the teams I've been able to fit in buffs like this, it's made an incredibly big difference in damage. So obviously he's been good, but I don't think enough people are using him anymore.
Yeah, I agree with you, and I love this guy. Let me add a couple of things here also because his passive, he's completely immune to turn meter decreasing effects.
Yeah.
So yeah, he will never be like turn meter controlled. The other thing is that A3 because I didn't get like back then in the old days, I didn't have a Mausoleum Mage, which is the perfect pair with Seer. So I used to use this guy. Just if you're using him as a Seer companion, don't build her with 70% crit rate because she strips the buffs first, then does damage. So make sure
Oh.
to give her 100% crit rate.
Yeah, totally agree. Seer with 100%, totally agree.
So that was a great pick too. Let's move to the High Elves, and again, one of the OG forgotten champs, though he's known for a certain role now, which is Vergis.
Mhm.
So I love Vergis, and that even was before Scarab and all of that. Of course,
Oh, okay.
he was my scarab damage dealer for a long time. But
Mm.
why I love this guy, so there's a few epics, the OG one specifically, where they gave them auras as strong as what we see on Legos now. Like, you won't naturally see
Yeah.
an epic with a 33% defense in dungeons. Of course, it's not in all battles, but dungeons is not too bad here. Um, his passive, so basically places a shield on himself, yeah, when he gets 10%, and then that continuous heal. So he's very hard to kill if you build him tanky. That A2 on a 3-turn cooldown, ally protection for the whole team, increase defense on himself, and then he can randomly put these on one of the allies, which is good buffs to have. That A1 also just puts he hits hard with this A1, so Vergis can do some damage. So he can be very good support to your team, getting into early games, especially with the ally protect. Just
Yeah.
build them tanky and fast, and yeah, he will keep supporting the team.
Definitely. He's very annoying in arena, especially early game too.
Oh yes, yeah.
Yeah. Actually, I like tons of the high elf epics. I love the direction Plarian's been going with this faction lately. But I held off. I didn't choose a high elf.
Okay.
I was gonna choose Andrysia for my next pick, but she's been getting a lot of attention lately because she's so similar to the fusion.
Yeah.
So she's great, by the way, but I'm not gonna pick her here. We're gonna head down to Sylvan Watchers, and I want to talk about Dudan. I feel like I am the number one proponent of this guy, and I've mentioned his name so many times, but a lot of people have been asking me, how do I beat Phantom Shogun? This is your answer right here. Okay, the taunt.
Yeah.
The taunt, strength, and counterattack. You can also use him in Hydra. I never made the video on him. I really should get around to doing that, but he is so good. I love on his A2 as well. He does the buff extension, which is it's my new favorite ability. Honestly, it is. I've been diving so deep into extending the buffs. He puts the shield on people, and then his A1 is so underrated. He can remove a random debuff from all allies every time he attacks.
Okay.
And with the counterattack on the A3, he's going to get to attack a lot.
Yeah.
So I think that you can just put him in your Hydra team and he will cover the head of Torment with the Fears, and he'll cover the head of Mischief as the Mischief tank. Plus being super, super support guy. His base stats are ridiculously good for an epic. I love everything about him. I love everything about him.
I like this guy. And I have to agree with you that extending buffs, yeah, this was highlighted by the Cadaver and those broken teams. But I think it's one of the things that everybody should think about for longer battles. Clan
Yep.
boss or whatever. Yeah, it's one of the ways to go now.
It's like one of the main reasons why I want to get the new Mythical Fusion.
Yeah.
Because she puts up really good buffs, and I want to extend them.
Yes.
So I'm excited to work with that. Who's your next pick?
So my next pick is again one of the oldies.
Okay.
I feel some loyalty to those older champs that started the
All right.
game with us. And
Yeah.
my pick is Jareg.
So good.
So Jareg also is underrated. He's not talked about much now. But if you look at him for an epic, he got over 23k HP. 1k defense, yeah, but he got lots of HP. Again, one of those stronger auras that only Legos have nowadays. 33% in all battles. Now, this passive, it doesn't have a cooldown. So every time one of your champs will take a hit, he will put continuous heals on them. Then he got the ally protects and increased defense on everybody. Perfect for traditional clan boss comps. On 4-turn cooldown, but yeah, he can work with someone else there. And a very good chance of decrease attack on his A1. An
Yeah.
underrated champ, and he used to help me with Eternal Dragon when we used to depend on passives for that. But yeah, a great champ that's underrated in my opinion.
Yeah. He was actually my first ever 6-star blessing. So I did a video covering it. I don't know if we had all the knowledge about the blessings at that time to,
Yeah.
really get the full effect, but he is such a good support champion.
Yes,
Love it.
he is. Who's your next
Um,
pick?
my next pick is a champion that people know about. But until I start seeing more people using him on their account, I'm gonna keep calling him out, and that is going to be Magnar.
Okay, Magnar is Demon Spawn, isn't he? Yes, he is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Magnar is a better damage dealer than 95% of all of the legendaries.
Yes.
And people don't treat him like that.
Yeah.
People treat him like, if he's my last option, but he should be your first option.
Yes.
Ignore everything about his kit. You're not going to build him with accuracy.
Yep.
You don't want to put him on a team with HP burns. You just want to build him for damage.
Yes.
Stack the HP, try to get up there 80, 90, 100k if you can, and put him in savage gear. He should be like 9 out of 10 raid players in one of their 3v3 teams because he's better than almost all of the legendaries. You have to have a truly S tier damage dealer to out damage Magnar. You really do. I used him over some crazy champions on my account for a long, long time. And because he's tanky, like if you don't have Terrace, this is the next best thing right here to Terrace is Magnar. And until I see more people using him, I'm gonna keep putting him in videos like this.
I fully agree with this one, and yeah, the things that we keep repeating about HP based damage dealers, they usually don't hit hard because they are tanky by default. You just give them more damage by making them even tankier. So there
Yeah.
is very few HP based damage dealers that hits hard, and unless I'm missing something, this is the only epic, and he's even non-void, so he's easier for people to get.
Yep.
That two hitter can even counter UDK teams very easily.
Yep.
So great
Just
picks there.
super good. Thank you.
So my fourth one would be, is he Ogren tribe? I think he is. And it's the same. Is he here? No, I keep
Who is
mistaking
it?
that. So he's an orc. So that's Tagor.
Oh, I never built him, but I've
I
heard good things. So I'm
Yeah,
excited to hear what you have to say about him.
I never built him either, and I think that he was released at a time where like they were releasing a lot of stronger champs, so he
Hmm.
just got lost in the middle there. But
Yeah.
he's an epic. He's again probably something you won't like is his defense, but he
Oh,
got
it's so scary.
okay, yeah, okay HP, and he's quite fast. So
Yeah.
good aura, not as good as Jareg, but still
Yeah.
they learned from their mistakes there. He has a full team heal with a revive, sorry, with a shield based on his HP, and then he puts increased speed on the whole team on a 3 turn
Oh, I
cooldown
like that.
with a heal.
Huh.
So that
Okay.
A2, like I would say that revive, a full team revive is good on a 5 turn cooldown, but his really strong one is this 3 turn cooldown, increased speed, and heal for the whole team.
Okay.
So that make him for me that, and then he puts an increased defense on his A1 on the champ with lowest HP.
Okay.
Does he have anything funky? Uh, yeah. So he also sort of have weak source of damage mitigation here, but I think he's really a solid epic.
What is the passive again?
Basically, if any champ is less than 50% HP, he decreases the damage they take by 10%.
Wording is so weird. Okay, but that seems good. Like if you're struggling in Hydra, that could be something to help out or on waves, if you're clearing content. I like that. Yeah, he seems good.
Yeah, and I think we're not appreciating enough keeping the team going fast.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. I think and then if we put him in regen or bolster or something,
Yeah.
then he's going to be healing himself even more.
Yes. Yeah. And when you
Nice.
give him even
Nice.
the masteries like for increase the healing that he does for himself on the team, he will
Hmm.
be a solid pick there.
Yeah.
So who's your is this is your last epic pick,
My
right?
last pick. Yeah, yeah. In Shadowkin.
So Shadowkin, yeah.
Yeah, I want you to tell me how you say this girl's name first. Right in the middle there, next to Wuji. Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah,
uh,
you tell me how you say her name before I say it.
Soiren. I never even tried
Okay.
pronouncing her name.
Yeah, I hate her name if I'm being honest. I just call her Siren, even though I know that's 100% wrong. But what I love about this champion is she is probably the most underrated clan boss damage dealer in the game, in my opinion.
Really?
Her kit is so well suited. She's got A1 poisons, double hitter,
Okay.
chance on both attacks. She's got A2 double hitter for weaken, and
Okay.
then A3 decreased defense. She's also got really decent multipliers, but my favorite part is that she's force. The force champions are so hard to find good damage dealers for clan boss, and we really need good force champions for the Demitha teams. Like Mythfu and Mythair
Mm-hmm.
are really good with force damage dealers to make the team run well, and she fits all of the things that you need in one kit. And I don't see nearly enough people mentioning her. I don't even know the last time I heard anyone mention her, but she's very, very good.
I didn't even know about her. So yeah, and being force, that's rare to have all of
Mm,
these as a force epic. So
yeah.
good pick, though I would say she's niche because everything in her kit fits perfectly for the Demon Lord clan boss,
Yeah.
but not like much else. But yeah, she nobody
Yeah.
talks about her, though I believe she can do a lot there.
I
So
think like one of the secrets to this game is that early game you want broad champions,
yeah,
that can do a lot of things and help you in a lot of areas. As you go more and more deeper into the game, I'm personally always looking for niche champions. I want somebody who does the one thing I'm looking for really well. So that's why I like champions like that. But yeah, her main place is Demon Lord.
yeah, no, I fully agree with you. She fits perfectly there. Now let's go to my last pick, and I've created a dedicated video about her. I think she's one of the best epics in the game. That's underrated. That's Umbral Enchantress.
Ah, love her. Great call.
Yeah. Thing is, she's not talked about much, and I think that she's unique. Like, she's one of those epics that I think they released early on. They would never make an epic that strong now. So,
I don't know. I was gonna say let's buff her, so I don't think I think I disagree with that. But she's very good. Go ahead,
so
continue.
do you know any other champs in the game who can put 100% provoke for 2 turns?
No,
So
no.
she's
But I don't care. So like she's a void epic. Remove the block active skills. Everyone will start using her.
so
Everyone's scared of that block active skills. Just take it off. It's
so
fine.
this one, and then except for probably there's that new undead lizard that they just released that does the
Yeah, he's
same, but she was the only one who puts block buffs for 3 turns on a 3 turn cooldown.
yeah. That new guy looks cool, but
Yeah,
I love that ability. It's so good.
yeah, and it's also 100%. So
Hmm.
I used her so much in Doom Tower hard early on before I got the faster, stronger teams, and I think
Yeah.
she's underrated.
One of the cool things about her that maybe people don't know too is that like if you do that A3 and lock herself out and be unkillable, then when you go to wave 2, that is removed and you can just
Yes,
use
yeah,
her A2 again.
yeah, yeah,
Like she doesn't carry that block active skills from one wave to the next. So she is particularly good in wave-based content for controlling people, especially in faction wars with against those freaking stupid Valkyries. You can lock them down in multiple ways.
yeah. 100%. And that 2 turn provoke, it was one of my ways of beating Mortars, high in Doom Tower hard or
Yeah,
early on.
yeah. That's a great call out.
So I guess we have so many good options here. Like I said, I'm not sure if you see this in the first video or the second one, or if I just decide to make it a longer one for people to watch and have fun with. MTG, that was so much fun. Thank you for doing this with me today.
Oh, my pleasure. I'll definitely promote it on my channel as well. I love talking about champions like this because it brings great underrated champions or whatever the topic is to more people. And with so many champions in the game now, it's hard to know what champions should we use and not use these days. So thank you for having me on. It was a pleasure and a joy talking about all these things with you today.
Thank you. I loved having you, and I hope we'll do this more often.
Absolutely. That'd be great.
Thank you. Thank you, MTG. And thank you, everyone, for watching this for such a long time. And like I say, keep playing Raid. I'll see you next time.